3 are proud to present this program now in its 21st season here on Channel 3. Haiku is designed to stimulate and to recognize scholastic achievement. Let's meet our first team now from Seymour, Indiana.
Nikki Steckwish, Jr.
Scott Brown, Sr.
Doug Weddle, Sr.
John Hart, Sr.
The team from Seymour. Now I'd like to meet the team from Oldham County.
Rob Matthew, Sr.
Lance Gilnett, Sr.
Josh Gedney, Jr. Jeff Enzer, sophomore.
The team from Oldham County. Now the coaches of the teams from Seymour, we have Rick Shuley, and from Oldham County, Ann Whitfield. Coaches, good luck to you and your teams.
Now here are the rules. There are two kinds of questions: toss-up questions worth 10 points and bonus questions worth a stated number of points. When a team answers a toss-up correctly, it earns 10 points and a chance at a bonus. If a team misses a toss-up question, the other team gets a chance to answer it. You may interrupt a toss-up question, but if you do and your answer is wrong, your team is penalized 5 points, and the entire question is repeated for the other team. On a toss-up question, only the person who signals first may answer and must do so without team conference. However, you may work together on a bonus. Remember, only the captain may answer a bonus question.
Okay, teams, you've got the rules. Now, remember, when you hear this sound, your time to answer a question will be up, and our judge in today's game is Jim Holmberg. Jim, welcome. We'll start our game right after this. All right, teams, the whistle starts our game. You're playing for a 30-point bonus. Here's your toss-up for 10. The small Spanish city of Guernica was obliterated by German bombers in 1937. This event inspired a world-famous...
Matthew, Oldham County.
Pablo Picasso.
Picasso, yes. Artist painting of that. Yes, very good. 30 on the way. For 10 each, name the Reagan administration insider who wrote these less than flattering accounts of the goings-on in the White House. Number 1 of this 3, The Triumph of Politics.
Robert McFarlane.
David Stockman. Number 2, Behind the Scenes.
Robert McFarlane.
Michael Deaver. Number 3, Speaking Out.
Larry Speaks.
Yes, for 10 points. 10 on the 30, going for a 25. Toss up for 10. Teams, although 50,000 sick people visit it each year, the Catholic Church has certified only 63 miraculous cures there. 10 points will be yours. Name the small French town in whose grotto...
Hart, Seymour.
Lords.
Lords, yes, for 10. Here's your 25. 25 points will be yours after naming this U.S. president after the first clue, 10 points after the second. Clear the board, please. He was the last ex-mayor to become president for 25 points.
Calvin Coolidge.
For 10 points, he was the last Democratic incumbent president before Carter to lose a bid for re-election.
Johnson.
I need Grover Cleveland. No points on the 25. 20 on the way. Toss up. First observed in monkey blood, it is a protein.
Gedney, Oldham County.
RH.
RH, yes. RH is all I needed. RH factor. Just for 10, this is your 20. Famous paintings often have nicknames. 10 each. Supply the commonly used alternate name for these works. La Gioconda.
Birth of Venus.
Say again?
Birth of Venus.
I needed Mona Lisa. Arrangement in gray and black, number 1.
Whistler's Mother.
Correct. 10 points on the 20, going for 25. Here's your toss-up. Alabama was first admitted to the Union in 1819, teams. Illinois in 1818, and Mississippi was admitted in 1817. What state was admitted in 1816?
Stuckwish, Seymour.
Indiana.
Yes, Indiana for 10. Very good. Here's your 25. Cola wars and hamburger wars break out periodically across America, but experts are predicting that the coming pizza wars will make hamburger wars look like a neighborhood skirmish. Name America's 5 largest pizza chains.
Pizza Hut.
All right.
Noble Romans.
Nope.
Domino's.
Yes. 2 more guesses.
Little Caesars.
Yes. 1 more. Time is up. I needed Pizza Inn and Godfather's, the two that you left out. So that's 3 right, 15 on the 25. Going for a 30, toss up for a 10. Teams one of its leading, if macabre, tourist attractions is the Paradise of Zara, a cemetery featuring a huge fountain spewing forth blood-like red water. Name this Middle Eastern capital city. Late.
Matthew, Oldham County.
Late. Judge says late. Tehran, Iran. No points. Same 30. New toss-up. Published from 1776 teams to 1783, the crisis began with the famous...
Matthew, Oldham County.
Thomas Paine.
Thomas Paine is right for 10. Good anticipation. Here's your 30. You are a pilot flying at 500 feet above the ground. For 10 apiece, would you fly safely over or crash into the following buildings? St. Peter's Basilica.
Fly over it.
Yes, sir. The Eiffel Tower.
Fly over it.
No, you'd crash into that. U.S. Capitol.
Over it.
Correct. 2 right. 20 on the 30. 30 coming. Toss up for 10. Listen carefully. He won more awards than any other writer in TV history. Lent his name to NB...
Matthew, Oldham County.
Rod Serling.
Excellent anticipation. Yes, sir. 10 points. Rod Serling. Here's your 30. Your 3 clues to this writer will be novels he wrote. You will score 30 points if you name him after 1 clue, 20 after 2, 10 after all 3. Novel number 1, Howard's End.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Number 2, A Room with a View.
Bill Blass.
Number 3, A Passage to India.
No answer.
Forster, Ian Forster. No points. 30 on the way. Toss up. Upperclassmen at West Point are called cadets. What are upperclassmen called at the Naval?
Hart, Seymour.
Midshipman.
Midshipman, Naval Academy. Yes, sir. That's 10. Here's your 30. To avoid the ill will and legal tangling which marred the 1988 America's Cup, the 3 yacht clubs which have held the Cup recently agreed on guidelines for the 1991 race. For 10 apiece, name these 3 yacht clubs for me, please. Time is up. New York, Royal Perth, San Diego Yacht Club. No points. 30 coming. Toss up. Teams humans have 2 eyes and 2 legs. For this 10-pointer, this equivalence in the number of eyes and legs also holds true for which one of these? A housefly, an octopus, a squid, a spider, or a crab?
Brown, Seymour.
Spider.
Spider, yes. Very good. 8 each. That's 10. Here's your 30. I'll describe a Kentucky county. You will receive 30 points if you name it after the first clue, 20 after the second, and 10 after the third. This county was established in 1788. It lies in northern Kentucky and borders on the Ohio River. It was named for a famous Virginian statesman and lawyer.
Jefferson.
No, number 2. It is bordered by Lewis, Fleming, Robertson, and Bracken counties. Its county seat is Maysville. No idea. Mason County, named in honor of George Mason. No points. 20 coming. Toss up. Team's prisoner number 81G98 of cell block 112A of the Bedford Hills Correctional Facility published her second bestseller in 1988. The title, They Always Call Us Ladies. Who is the 65-year-old teacher serving time for killing diet guru Dr.
Matthew, Oldham County.
Gene Harris.
Gene Harris for 10. Yes, sir. Here's your 20. Canals often have played an important role in commerce. I'll name a famous canal, and for 5 each, you name the 2 bodies of water the canal connects. The Erie Canal.
St. Lawrence River and Lake Erie.
I'll give you 5 points. Lake Erie and the Hudson River was the other connector. Suez Canal.
Red Sea and the Mediterranean.
You got it. 15 points on the 20. Going for a 20 again. Toss up. Teams on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, he works from 9 to 5. On Wednesdays from 9 to 1. On Fridays until early afternoon. Such is Bob Woodward's quoting Bill Casey about whose working hours.
Ronald
Weddle,
Reagan.
Seymour.
Say again.
Ronald Reagan.
Yes, wait till you're recognized. Former President Ronald Reagan. Yes, sir, for 10. Here's your 20. Phenacetin and the related compound acetaminophen are both classified as antipyretic drugs. This means they are to counteract what?
Fever.
Yes, sir. Fever, high temperature. Very good. 20 points, 20 on the way. Toss up. Teams, it got its name simply because an early compiler of Aristotle's works placed it after Aristotle's physics. Name this branch of thought concerned with the fundamentals of existence.
Answer, Oldham County.
Philosophy.
Can you take it, Seymour? Metaphysics, 2 points. Same 20, new toss-up. Teams, what city lies on the Ohio and Tennessee rivers and is the major city in western Kentucky?
Gilmet, Oldham County.
Paducah.
Paducah's right for 10 points. Here's your 20. A governor does not have to be an acrobat. We do not elect him to do a double back flip. That was one 20th century New York governor speaking in support of his successor. 10 points each. Name these two national politicians.
Mario Cuomo and Richard Nixon.
I needed Al Smith and Franklin Roosevelt. No points on the 20. 30 on the way, teams. We're at the half. The score right now, Seymour 85, Oldham County 105. In just a minute, we'll take time out to learn more about our participating schools.
Humane Society and make a difference.
This week at Smith's.
More, please welcome Nikki Stuckwish. Nikki, tell us all about your school.
Seymour High School, located on a scenic 60-acre campus 55 miles north of Louisville in south-central Indiana, has continued to strive for excellence in education since the building's dedication in 1961. The student body of 1,370 is engaged in academics from mathematics to the fine arts. The SHS Science Department takes a lighthearted yet serious approach to higher learning. The results are shown in the accomplishments of our Science Olympics team, who has placed in the top 5 in the state for the past 5 years. The Mathematics Department offers a wide range of levels, from general math to calculus. Home economics, auto mechanics, and child development prepare students for life, and many students prepare for future careers in office practice and graphic arts. The choral and band departments are renowned for their excellent productions, as is the drama club. Seymour High School also has a tradition for excellence in sports, and the performance of our 1988 state champion baseball team was the high point in SHS sports history. This year alone, our girls golf, girls swimming, boys cross country, boys swimming, and girls volleyball teams have gone to state, and we look for more state finalists this spring and repeat performances by our baseball team and boys golf 1988 state first place medalist Kyle Winnicky. The nearly 30 clubs and organizations sponsored by Seymour High School offer students a chance to grow extracurricularly as well as scholastically. The administrators, faculty, and students of Seymour High School are proud of our school and its many accomplishments.
All right, thank you very much. Nikki Stuckwish from Seymour. Now I'd like you to meet from Oldham County, David Whitfield. David Whitfield, come up, tell us about your school.
Oldham County High School is located northeast of Louisville in Buckner, Kentucky on a 60-acre tract that houses 4 buildings, 4 playing fields, a greenhouse, and 3 parking lots. Oldham County High has a comprehensive rating from the state of Kentucky and is accredited by the Southern Association of Secondary Schools. Oldham County High has also been recognized as a National School of Excellence. Our principal, Mr. Blake Hazelton, supervises a wide-ranging program that has academic, vocational, athletic, and special programs to meet the needs and interests of the 1,900-plus students on our campus. This year, OCHS has won the regional championships in Governor's Cup academic competition in both boys and girls basketball. Our boys cross-country team was 4th in the state, and our track team was 2nd in the Mason-Dixon Games. Our band was chosen to march in the Macy's Parade, and our vocational school has won recognition on the national level. Extracurricular and co-curricular activities are available for all students. Drama, speech and debate, student council, teens who care, and youth to youth are examples of many choices of activities. OCHS is committed to maintaining our high levels of achievement and student involvement.
Thank you, David. David Whitfield from Oldham County. IQ is a game of quick recall and should reflect in only an incidental way the many fine accomplishments of schools such as Seymour and Oldham County, and Wave 3 salutes them as they strive to prepare our young people for the future. Teams, the whistle starts. Our second half, the score is Seymour 85, Oldham County 115. Now remember, the next time the whistle blows, the game is over. If it blows while I'm asking a question, I simply stop. If it blows while you're answering, you're permitted to answer that one question or portion of that question and no more. All right, you're trying for a bonus of 30. This 10 will get you there. Although a man of little education in reading, he donated the funds to establish 2,800 free...
Art Seymour.
Andrew Carnegie.
Yes, sir. Carnegie for 10 points. Good anticipation. Here's your 30. Ernest Hemingway wrote the novel, The Torrents of Spring. 10 each on this one. What other 20th century American wrote number 1, the 1947 play, Summer and Smoke?
Tennessee Williams.
Yes. The 64 play, After the Fall. Arthur Miller. The 1961 novel, The Winter of Our Discontent. Steinbeck. One right, 10 on the 30, going for a 20. Toss-up. Blank, blank, Messiah, the children of blank, the God Emperor of blank, the heretics of blank.
Art Seymour.
Dune.
Dune, yes, sir. The blanks were Dune. That's 10. Here's your 20. Weightlifters don't just lift weights. It's how they lift them that determines their sport. 10 each. What's the correct term for when the contestant does this? Number 1, raises the weight from the floor to overhead in one continuous motion.
Snatch.
Yes, sir. Raises the weight to chest height, regrips the bar, and then hoists it over his head or her head to stiff arm position.
Clean and jerk.
You've made 20 points. Beautiful. 30 on the way. Toss up for 10. Teams, it adopted a new format last August, equal parts news, lifestyle features, and ministry, and brought back its old host, former...
Art Seymour.
Yeah, I'll have to read. That's a 5-point penalty. I'll read the question for Oldham County. It adopted a new format last August, equal parts news, lifestyle features, and ministry, and brought back its old host, former presidential hopeful, Pat Robertson. Name this popular inspirational...
Matthew, Oldham County.
700 Club.
Yes, sir. 700 Club for 10. Here's your 30. Memorial Day is celebrated every May and Labor Day every September. For 10 each, what months feature these less official American special events? Number 1, the return of the swallows to Capistrano.
April.
March. The return of the buzzards to Hinckley, Ohio.
April.
March. The Great American Smokeout.
March.
November. No points on the 30, 20 on the way. Toss up. Teams, it is 2.5 miles wide, 150 miles long, stretches from...
Gedney, Oldham County.
Great Wall of China.
5-point penalty. I'll repeat the question for Seymour. It is 2.5 miles wide, 51 miles long, stretches from Yellow City to the Sea of Japan. It was established in 1953. Name the strip of land near the 38th parallel in Korea.
Art Seymour.
Demilitarized zone.
Yes, sir. Demilitarized zone. For 10, here's your 20. Before Lebanon came apart in the 1970s, it was held together by a unique religious compromise which mandated power sharing by the leading factions. For 10 each, what Muslim sect, the world's largest, was guaranteed the prime ministership?
Shiite.
Now I needed Sunni. What Muslim sect, the world's second largest, was guaranteed the post of Speaker of the Parliament?
Shiite.
Yes, that's correct. Half right. 10 on the 20. Going for a 30. Toss up. Teams, the 1988 Peter Levi, in 1988, Peter Levi discovered a poem beginning, "As this is endless, endless be your joy." In 1985, Gary Taylor discovered a poem beginning, "Shall I die, shall I fly?" Both Levi and Taylor set off huge literary controversies by attributing these poems to whom?
Matthew, Oldham County.
William Shakespeare.
Yes, sir. William Shakespeare for 10. Here's your 30. 1930, 1940, 1950, 1960, or 1970. 10 apiece. In what year did these items take their first appearance? Number 1, Morton Salt, cellophane, and stereo recording. Give me the year.
1940.
Yes, sir.
Good job.
The felt tip pen, AstroTurf, and Librium.
1960.
Yes, sir. Diners Club, the A.C. Nielsen Company, and Peanuts comic strip.
1950.
You're all right for 30 points. 30 on the way. Toss up for 10. It is not soccer, but it's top international event.
Gedney, Oldham County.
Rugby.
5-point penalty. I'll repeat the question for Seymour. It is not soccer, but its top international event is the Quadrennial World's Cup. Australia is now the World's Cup champion, having defeated England by scoring 253 for 5 to Britain's 246 for 8 in over 50 overs. In 50 overs. What's the sport?
Weddell, Seymour.
Rugby.
Cricket. Cricket. No points. 30 on the way. Toss up. Teams in 1865, the 1865 climb up this mountain by Edward Whymper helped mark the beginning of climbing as a sport. Name this famous pyramidal Swiss peak. Matterhorn. No points. Same 30, new toss-up. Quick 10, tell me, to what animal phylum do you belong?
Answer, Oldham County.
Mammalia.
Can you take it, Seymour?
Brown, Seymour.
Chordata.
Chordata. Yes, sir. That's 10 points. Here's your 30. The naturalized American Nobel laureate Alexander Solzhenitsyn writes in Russian. For 15 apiece, in what other language do these other naturalized Nobel laureates write? Isaac Bashevis Singer. Yiddish. We need Czeslaw Milosz.
Arabic.
Polish. No points on the 30. 25 on the way. Toss up. Teams, it is Europe's tallest and most active volcano. Name this Sicilian landmark.
Gilmet, Oldham County.
Mount Etna.
Yes, sir. Mount Etna for 10. Here's your 25. A 1913 editorial in the New York Times ridiculed him for not knowing what every high school student then knew, that rockets could never function in a vacuum. Who was this pioneer American rocket scientist who posthumously had the last laugh?
Goddard.
Yes, sir, for 25 points. 30 on the way. Toss up for 10. Teams, she was a firm believer in spiritualism and held seances in the White House's Red Room. A Chicago jury finally declared her a lunatic and had her committed. Who was this troubled First Lady? Mary Todd Lincoln, Mrs. Abraham Lincoln, for future reference. Same 30, new toss-up. Teams, recently the Soviet journal New Times published an editorial by a German-born American who had been criticized for his nuclear arms control ideas. What's unusual is that this article had sat in the New Times files for a fully 40 years. Who was this physicist and peacenik who died in 1955?
Matthew, Oldham County.
Albert Einstein.
Yes, sir, for 10 points. Here's your 30. Al Capone was not the most sympathetic character, and it takes a mighty good actor to portray him. 15 each. Name the actor who played Capone, number 1, in 1967 St. Valentine's Day Massacre, and went on to win a second straight Best Supporting Actor Oscar for Julia.
Ernest Borgnine.
Jason Robards. Number 2. In 1987's The Untouchables, 7 years after his Best Actor Oscar for Raging Bull.
Robert De Niro.
Half right. 15 on the 30, going for a 30. Toss up for a 10. Teams, until 1960, he was best known for his melodramatic novels. Then he took the $80,000 he earned for the movie rights to such a novel and took a year off to cover the Kennedy-Nixon campaign. Who was this novelist who became a famous journalist after The Making of the President, 1960? Theodore Teddy White. Teams, time is up. Our game is over. We'll check the final score and announce today's winner right after this. Is Oldham County defeating Seymour 215 to 160. Oldham County, congratulations. Next round, still round 1. LaRue County takes on Grayson County. See you next Sunday at 10:30 for High Q. I'm Chuck Castillo. Good morning.
In each round of High Q, including any finals and semifinals, Spalding will offer a scholarship of $1,000 and $500 respectively to the schools represented by the winning and runner-up teams. Each school may then award the accumulated scholarships to students planning to attend Spalding, with first preference going to members of the High Q team. Questions used on High Q have been researched and authenticated by the editorial staff of High School Bowl Incorporated and High Q judge Jim Holmberg of the Filson Club of Louisville. High Q is brought to you each week by Ashland Oil. Ashland's America, where quality education is an investment we've got to make.